Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to a rather interesting series. This is the Masochist series, but unlike most Masochist series where you start at the very beginning, I've already played 100 games. You can see at the top there, number of PvP duels won, 100. Number of wins, 24, so a 24% win rate. And if you scroll up a bit more, you'll see number of cards dismantled, 0. Number of cards generated, 0. So for those of you who don't know, the Masochist series is where you start off with master packs. Every time you win, you open one master pack, and that's the only time you can get more cards. It's the only time you can open a pack, with the exception of legacy tickets. Every time you win, you can use all your legacy ticket packs because that's half the card pool in the game. If you're wondering how I got to 69 packs opened, that's because of the legacy ticket bonus. And I believe you're supposed to start the series with opening 7 packs, I believe, and I just didn't feel like doing math, so I opened, I want to say 14 packs, because I just used all the currency you have at the beginning of the game, because you get 1,000 for starting, and then when you hit collect rewards one more time, you get like 400, so I believe I started the series with 14 packs. An interesting stat down here is number of spell cards activated, 0, and with that, yeah, let's get into, I guess I'm just going to show you the deck and the replays. So if you look here, this is my final Masochist build after 100 games, the first 100 games. Now, due to the new replay system, we can see what this looks like at every stage. I believe I have 10 saves, so we can see what it looks like in bronze. I'm currently in gold 4, and I'm just going to start off with the 3 main cards. We're not going to review every card because there are a bunch of like random ones, but when I picked the 3 main cards for the deck, the ones I picked out, this is for choosing the aesthetic of 3 main cards. Fren? I've never tried to say these names out loud. This card saved me a lot of times. Being able to just like go to the hands, change the battle position of a card, really good. My personal favorite boss monster is the fan. Fantastic, whatever. I love this card. You tribute it, goes to the hand. It's a bounce removal, which in my opinion I think is really good. Doesn't really come up as often in terms of summoning it, but in my personal, this is my favorite card. I'm gonna just come out and say it. And a card that is really strong, but unfortunately I don't draw a lot, is a Camera Clops. So you just read it. This card attacks a face-up monster on the field. Start of the damage step, destroy that monster. Its defense must be higher than this card to activate and resolve this effect. This just like kind of at the lower ranks just shuts down a lot of decks. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon, get out of here. And yeah, everything else than that, the strongest cards in the deck are most certainly the Spell and Trap cards. We have Needle Sealing, very good. We have Fog Blade, real good for a stall tactic. We have Floodgate Trap Hole, and Waybridge, my personal favorite trap card. This is a really good one. If you watch some of my Labyrinth videos where I climb to Master, this is actually one I use. But every card in this deck has some small effect that is going to be really annoying or really good in a mixed mass of cards. The Roma Jar, great stall card, can't be destroyed by battle. And I'll just tap all of these once, at least, so you can see this guy's just a beat stick, can't be destroyed by battle, 1700. Random Crystal Beast card. I love this card because you can just normal summon it and inflict the damage. Basically just a beat stick, basically just big and a beat stick, big and a beat stick. Wada Cobra is pretty good. Wada Cobra has won me games because it can attack directly. Really like this. This guy's interesting. You can set him as a spell and trap card face down, and if your opponent pops it, he can destroy a card on the field, and he comes back. That's come up a couple times. Another guy that as soon as you summon it, you can just burn for 500. Whip Snake is very good. This was one of the first cards I got. It's so funny how in a Masochist series, what's considered good or bad. Yeah, you can just summon it and switch the attack and offensive card on the field. This has let me beat over a lot of things I have no business beating over. There he is, Denko Seka. Denko has come up a couple times. For those of you, I don't even want to say newer player. There was a time where the stun decks would love Denko Seka because trap cards were much more integral to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it could just, it used to be a problem, but now it rarely comes up. I like this guy, 2100. Can you use his 2 tributes? Never used it as 2 tributes. Beat stick, but it gains 800 attack when attacking something in the extra link zone, so it actually gets like pretty big. Just a beat stick. Vanquish Soul Pantera is something that has the potential to be good with a generic effect in Earth and Fire, although I don't really have that many fire monsters, but it can. The Spell and Trap Destruction is something that can be useful. Never use the Earth Destruction, but it's nice to have versatility. This can just be normal summon from the hand if you have no monsters, 2k, so I put it in there. This I might take out. You read it and you're like, that's crazy, but never once have I actually been able to do this, which seems very bizarre. It seems like something that would come up a lot, but I've never won a game off Evil Swarm Golem, despite the fact that its ability sounds like it would be extremely busted in a Masochist run. The Fan, my favorite card, we've been over it. Mech Knight Blue Sky, for those you don't know, Mech Knights can just special summon themselves from the hands if a column has 2 cards in it. Had this card since, I want to say, the very beginning. When your opposed monster declares attack, special summon from the hand, 2k, pretty nice. Never attributed it off to gain 2,000 life points. I have 2 of these cards. I've summoned it and I've won games beating things over it, but I've never used that second ability because that actually takes 2 turns. I thought it was like you just normal summon it and then you can just clear the board. You have to wait a turn and then clear the board. Never done that, but I'm sure it's gonna be pretty good. So I have 2 of them. Danger Dogman's pretty good. So you either draw a card or you special summon it from the hand. Free summons and Masochist runs, always really good. Card Rotator is one I actually just got and have never played, but it looks like it would be very good. You know, just change the battle positions. A lot of the good cards in this deck, like Whip Snake, I mean good in quotes, good in the Masochist run, but these 2 are good because they change battle positions, and that's kind of what Card Rotator does. Needle Sealing is probably the best card in the deck, in all honesty, because you'll clear fields and people will just like leave because they don't know you're on like nonsense. They'll think you're playing the actual good deck and they'll be like, oh, I can't recover, my whole strategy's gone. Whenever I beat like fully functioning decks I have no business beating, it's because of Needle Sealing. Adhesion Trapple actually helps out a lot because if you half a monster's attack, let's say there's something like 2,500, a lot of these cards are like 1,800, that was a bad example, 1,800, 1,700, so this can actually let you beat over a lot of boss monsters. Miracle's Wake's never come up, but it replaced a card much worse than it, so that's why it's here. Void Trapple is probably the second best card in the deck. Negate and Destroy. If something's summoned with 2,000 or more attack, it's basically Solemn Judgment, but a rare card. That's really, really good. Like, that's so good, I'm actually surprised I've never even heard it or used it, because I played a lot of budget formats. Inspiration, pretty much just recently added to remove a worse card, but here it is. Secret Blast is kind of ass. I've kept it in for a long time, but it's never done anything impactful. Just not enough burn damage, 300 for each card. We've already been over Floodgate, really good. A card that's been hard carrying, believe it or not, is Royal Decree. At the bottom ranks where the trap cards, like, you know, the Dark Magician one that keeps summoning from the grave, Royal Decree has put in insane work, which is not something you would ever expect. It's also so funny because I don't think a lot of people realize this card even exists. They just know Imperial Order's busted, so when you pull out its like budget younger brother, they don't know what to do. Royal Decree has come in really clutch, and of course Fogblade. The extra deck has never been used once. Also, if random, I've never activated a spell card in the series. I don't know if I mentioned that when going over the traps, so this is the first one I have. Maybe I'll get to activate it. Odd Eyes, none of these have ever come up. I think some of them are generic. Ooh, I forgot I had Changing. I almost went into this guy once, but I had enough bodies on the field that I just, attacked into it. If I do get 3 level 4s, I can go into 2,600. Yeah, I got Sky Striker Ace. Imagine my disappointment when I saw UR and it was a Sky Striker card, Abyss Keeper. Phantom Knights, which, some cards I think I do have like 2 or 3 Raid Raptor cards. And with that, let's get into the replays. I intended that to just be like me pointing out 2 or 3 cards and it turns into a whole ass deck review, but hopefully someone appreciated it. And let's get into, some of these replays are very, very funny. Let's get into them. My ID, by the way, if you want to catch my Masochist replays while I do it, want to jump ahead of the video, don't feel like waiting for the next 200 games, feel free to jump right in. What if I guess I'm at level 1 proficiency. Let's go details. We're gonna confirm our opponent's deck. No clue what he's doing. I think this is at bronze rank. I have no idea what's going on. Something that's really cool about this series is you just get to see absolute nonsense. And let's see what my deck, since it's the first game, we'll see what my deck at the time was. We won't spend too much time in it. Yeah, so you can see the differences. Switch Point was played at one point. Terrors of the Underroot, not Overroot. Just was really suffering. This guy seems like he would be good, but, you know, ain't. Really loved this little package. I had Evil Swore Elias and Evil Swore Westlow, so when this guy was like flipped up, I could summon this guy, which was a nice little combo, but unfortunately they're just like too big. Anything else cool here? Remember thinking that could have been cool at one point, but it never came up. Yeah, so let's oh, and that guy, he was nice. And I had a Watt. I could summon another Watt off my guy. So whereas this guy could summon a Watt Cobra, which at one point was one of the best cards in the deck, and still is. So let's get into it. Okay, we're going second. I know some Masochist players have decided that going second is the meta. I've firmly stuck on going first because I have some strong trap cards. I wonder if I want to what speed I want to play this on. Don't think that does anything. Masochist has made me scared of reading, but it's also made me realize how many cool niche strategies and archetypes are in this game that you just never see. Okay, I remember this guy. So if I recall, this doll was kind of annoying because it gains a lot of attack at the start of battle phases, and I just could not beat over it. So I think this is one of the first times I actually had to use my brain, but unfortunately they linked it away. Battle phase, attack me, no clue what's going on, but guess what? We're at bronze 4, so that's okay. So at this point I figured like this guy was memeing, or I don't know, but I think that doll requires more cards in the grave to get stronger. I didn't really read it because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. We don't do that here. So maybe there was some strategy behind this. This card's again attack equals the difference times 300. More cards in your deck than your opponent's. Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe he's just a bronze player. But I remember this surprised me because I did not actually read the card. But then he didn't attack. So I guess bro's just learning the game. But more importantly, now I can't attack because he'll gain attack and just kill me. So I clear out his other guy after tripping 2. He's at 2100. Battle phase, he suicides. He gets rid of both of us. I think he thought he would have been stronger. Sends it back to the top because of course he would. But unfortunately, I have the best card in the game, Wada Cobra. So I'm just gonna get in for 1700 here. Pass it back to him. Make Tashu, I suppose. He's gonna summon again, thinking he's all safe, but like I said, I have the best card in the game, Water Cobra, which means it's Jover. Another cool thing about this challenge is that you see people who are definitely on the Masochist run too. And something, an issue with Yu-Gi-Oh is that a lot of people say there aren't enough alternate formats, and it's almost like the Masochist run is its alternate format, because you see some people and it's like, there's no way you willingly put that in your deck, bro. Game 2 against... What the hell? We got Jar of Greed in a 42 card deck. Exodia, 1 Max C, 1 Dark Magician, Swords. Dang. You know we're in bronze. What? This is what confuses me, because you would see a deck like this, you're like, oh, maybe they're on Masochist too. Like, maybe they're also doing a Masochist run. But they have too many good cards for this to be a Masochist run. Like, there's no way you got all 5 pieces of Exodia. Ooh, a Roma Jar. A card. I guess he's probably just trying to do No, I have no clue. I can't defend this. I was gonna say maybe he's on like Exodia Star. Oh, each time Jar of Green is activated, Jar card. He has the duo. He has the Jar of Green. What is this shit, dude? He has 2 versions of Exodia. I don't know. He's having fun. That's all that matters. Does he have the Dragon Maid Fusion? He doesn't, I don't think so. He has it in the extra deck, but not the actual fusion spell. Whatever, he's having fun. This is what it takes to get a win in Masochist. How do I play this? The new replay system like confuses me. Oh, there's a big ass play button. Maybe it's that. Going second again. Unless this is the same game as last time. It is not. Sets 2. Sets 3. Setting cards is really interesting. So he's gonna summon a guy right away in attack position. Oh, we're in silver 5 now. We moved up in the world. Gotta love those silver duelists, man. Oh, he keeps going. So, setting cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is interesting. If your opponent sets 1, they probably bricked. If they set 2, they still probably bricked. As soon as they set 3, it gets a little worrying, because you start to wonder if it's their game plan. Royal Decree! I told you it carries. Not that, I don't even know if that trap would have done anything. I didn't read it the first time, I didn't read it the second time. Ooh, that's annoying. Could have burned my opponent for 500. Now, since this was early in the run, I probably didn't realize when I did that I couldn't attack, because attacking would have been much more useful. Barrel can't read cards, but no, he's gonna get rid of my Royal Decree. Now, I'll admit, when I saw the gimmick puppet, I was scared. 2 level 8s, I don't need that in my life, but I have the best card in the game, Waybridge. So I'm not too worried. He leaves his gimmick puppet in attack. Again, I'm not saying it's the peak of gameplay, the other way I wasn't fast forwarding. Whenever the people were just at home yelling at their screen like, hurry the fuck up. Woo! Oh, when a dragon monster dies, I want to say that's how that works. Let me just read it. Yeah, if a dragon monster is destroyed, he can special summon itself from the hand. I have at the end of these replays, I'll show you the ideas I'm cooking up. I have a dragon idea. I got Dark Hole Dragon, and oh my goodness, I hope I get some Dark Holes, man. That'd be so cool. Use Monster Reborn to special summon that chick. At this point, I'm scared. I think it's like a somewhat functional dragon main deck. Little did I know. I get the big guy. I summon the best card in the game, the Fan. Unfortunately, I can only bounce it if it's in the Fan's column, but not too sure what this guy's doing. Alright, end my turn there. I think that's because, oh, Jesus Christ. He summoned Sword of Revealing Light, but guess what I have? I have the Fan! So the reason I don't want to tag is that I think if I do, he summons a big-ass dragon. Yeah. See. I need to probably tribute. Well, I can't do that. So the reason I can't bounce he puts it in the same column. So ideally, I would want to bounce this guy, right? And then attack for game. But again, you need to be in the same column as the Fan for it to return you to the hand. He attacks me, which is rude. Not too sure I get over this. Oh, hello there. That can change you to defense position. So this changes to defense. Fan attack. Okay. We're gonna send the Fan away. We'll use the Fan to send Swords Revealing Light away. We're going to attack. Why did we not change the defense position? During your opponent's turn. Okay. So we'll probably do that at the end of the turn or after they attack. He said Sword of Revealing Light in the same column. And after we bounce him to the hand, he loses. So I remember connection failed. I don't care. He would have died on the next turn. So you can see that my cards finally starting to team together. Now looking at these 3 cards, it looks like this person actually has a full-on Nordic god deck. Yeah, this is actually like 60 cards. 60 cards. Magic Cylinder. Oh my god. This is Stardust Dragon. He does have the link, so I actually played Nordics for a bit when I was like just returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Through Master Duel. I originally left Yu-Gi-Oh! For those you don't know, some lore. When these are all public, right? Okay. When Link monsters first came out, you can only summon extra deck monsters to the zones they were pointing to. And I was playing on a website called either Dueling Network or Dueling Book at the time, and it immediately made like all of my cards useless. Like all of my strategies couldn't play anymore because I couldn't play under those parameters. And I left the game. And when I came back to Master Duel, because I saw Yu-Gi-Tuber, not even Yu-Gi-Tubers, just like YouTubers playing it, I was under the impression that that rule was still there, and I just came back for like, I was like, whatever, I'll join, and I was so glad they reverted that rule. My goodness. Just goes to show, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, when something goes wrong, they're like, just leave the game. People do leave the game. You just don't hear about them because they're gone. So the way Nordics work, for those you don't know, is that they're going to try to make this Link 1, and then they're going to summon, like, Odin, and I'm going to be fucked. And if they're smart, they're going to make Odin be in the area the Link 1's pointing to, so you can't even target it. It's bad news. But, since I played the game before, just stop the Link 1, you'll be fine. And I have Fogblade, which, is no... Ooh. Actually, look who I summoned. Evil Swarm Golem. Evil Swarm has to discard, right? non-dark monster on the field. So he's gonna summon some tokens. We're gonna destroy those. I have Needle Sealing and Fogblade, so feeling pretty safe here. Now, I remember this because I was laughing at him because he played Shard of Greed in a 60-card deck, but then the game went on long enough, so we actually drew 2 cards. Nordic Smith Ivaldi is kind of bad news because he gets the Relic. Now, this person gets the bad Relic. If you're good at this deck, or, you know, you want to get this guy. This guy is a full-on, once-per-turn, board wipe negate. So, if you have one of the monsters on the field, which I'm glad he didn't. So here he goes in and he makes the Nordic Ascendant. I am going to Fogblade that. Because Nordic Ascendant allows him to like banish cards, I believe, from his grave or his hands, and just Synchron summon if the level's add up to 10. Another Swords of Revealing Light. Really, what rank are we at? We're at Silver 4 now. Now, the thing is, he couldn't use the ability, even though he made a second one, because it's once per turn, and he didn't realize that. And now he can't make a third, because if you look, he's run out of Link Zones. So now he actually can't Synchro unless he, you know, summons all the cards the proper way. And I'm in a bit of a pickles, because I guess I could clear his field, and even though I have Needle Sealing, since he goes into the Synchro 10 not by putting monsters on board, it's, oh my goodness, I remember this. Look how strong he gets, this guy. He gets it to 5,600. Yeah, so we can't have that. Destroy everything. My face down monster stays, and Needle Sealing already catching its first dub. All the way down in silver. Yeah, connection failed, sure. Next game, my opponent is on... What the... Goblin Biker, maybe? What? What? Bro's running 2 normal monsters. 2 level 53? I'm so used to, like, sometimes when people run normal monsters, what the fuck? Sometimes when people run normal monsters, it's for a really good reason. So, like an Umi, there's a good reason to run, like, Skull Mariner. I don't even know what to make of this. I don't even know how I'm gonna do the description. Usually I use timestamps for each games, but I don't know what to call this. Are these kaijus? Like, what? I don't know what to make of this. I don't understand how I beat them. We got good goblin housekeeping, man. Like, what is going on? Drinking coffee right now, and it's so good. Well, this man's name's a string of random letters and numbers. So maybe that's the indication that this won't be. Look, I don't like what even just happened. Like, why did that immediately destroy itself? Whatever, man. Don't question it. It's silver too. Oh, almost at gold, man. I recall getting to gold and just the wind stopped. It was so painful. This guy's gonna summon a thing, do a thing, go into Goblin Biker. Ooh. Since he attacked with summon from hands, he changes it to defense. I shouldn't have. I remember this. I remember him attacking, and I'm like, what's he doing? He's not high enough attack. And I was like, oh, he maybe, like, forgot. And I realized that if I activated this in my hand, he could, like, be smarter and not attack the second time. But for some reason, I just had a brain fart and did it anyway. You lose so many Masochist games that I'm usually playing these games while I'm, like, watching something else or, like, slightly distracted. So I'm like, oh, damn, now that I summoned it, he can be smarter and not attack the second time because it's going to ask him if he wants to continue. He did it anyway. So, yeah, this is... Wondering how you get wins in Master Duel Masochist is like this. I'll be honest. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna summon the Danger. We got the Blue Sky, and, yeah. Nice, simple win. Turn. Masochist, baby. Turn 4. That's how you open Master Packs, baby. Next game, we're up against some... I see... Stardust. I see... Oh, is it Stardust Pile? I wanted to say I saw Galaxy. Hey, we run that card. Crystal B. See, you see decks like this, and you're like, maybe they're doing the Masochist run too. But it's like, you have too many cards that are synergistic with each other to be a Masochist run? Like, what are the chances you have 2 Converging Wills and, like, 2 Stardust Drag? I guess it's possible, Like, I don't know. It seems like he has way too many things of the same archetype. And also a Dragon of Pride and Soul. So I got this card and I got like the free pack from logging in, but I'm actually not trying to use those cards because it's outside the challenge. So I don't believe I'm using any of the cards I got from this pack. None of them were very like good. They're all like hyper specific. What do you guys think? Is this guy on the Masochist challenge? I can't really tell. I don't know. I feel like if you were good enough to be on the Masochist challenge, you would be good enough to be at 40 cards. What is... I'm just bewildered. I'm sorry if this is pissing people off by how much I, like, tap the cards. It's just... What is this? let's get to the game. I am going first. Royal Decree the Goat. T-set pass. I actually try not to T-set in the same column because there are some cards like Broken Line that destroy things in the same column. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people who like... I remember being pretty confused with this guy because he just kept putting like 0 attack monsters in attack position. And somehow, how's he already at 2,700? Did he like take a lot of damage somehow? Whatever, this is gonna be a pretty short game and I think you can see why. Usually duels like this I don't include because they're just boring, but figured I'd keep one in there. They're not all interesting, damn it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, whoa. This guy actually knows how to play the game. That ain't good. We got a fully functioning hero deck. Oh, shit. That means I'll actually be able to... Ooh! I love Compulsory Evacuation Device. I wish I played him more in my Labyrinth decks. I really love... Well, okay, this is actually a solid-ass deck. I mean, for silver, this guy was probably kicking ass down in silver or gold or whatever I played this guy. This is looking... I love how it's bad but good at the same time. like Space Typhoon. I really want to start a series where I make, like, decks that would go into, like, a hypothetical Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Like, decks that are like that one. They have a theme, but they're also, like, kind of low-powered and bad. Tree had a series for it where he called it budget decks, but there are so many cool cards and archetypes. Who knows, maybe I'll do it. I don't know how I beat this guy. His deck seems actually good. He's going second, but to be honest, I don't have enough good going first cards. Played this guy for a while, but then I took him out because I realized I never really summoned him. In theory, it's like a free-ish. It's like a normal summon 2100 kind of, but you have to already have a monster on the field. I say I have the GOAT. And a lot of times when you see, when there are games or win, you see the usual suspects. That's usual suspect, that's usual suspect. When we win, it's because of the same couple cards. They get rid of my Adhesion Trap Hole, which I dislike, because Adhesion Trap Hole is actually a really good card when most of your monsters are beat sticks. So he's going to go into Mass Change and get Dark Law. So this is... So we changed that to defense, so he can't attack us. And all of a sudden, this is a... we're in a bit of a pickle. So they're gonna go Call of the Haunted. Summon, get another Mass Change out. We're going to attack their 3000 defense position monster with Camera Clops, which allows us to send it away. And now since that's gone, we can actually take out everything with just Freedan and the Phoenix. Because remember, we can change them to defense position and just beat over them. He goes into Exciton Knight, which I thought was very unique here because... Oh, I guess he needs to get rid of this guy because he can't attack him. Could Exciton Knight just not beat over that? Defense must be higher than this card's attack. Yeah, Exciton Knight should have... That's a misplay, you fucking silver 1 player. So right now it's looking pretty tough for him, but he's gonna attack. I summon. He continues to attack for some reason. Like, it's not a battle trap. You can say no, unless I'm just wrong. And all of a sudden, thanks to the camera guy, we have the upper hand against the hero player. Turn's gonna change, he's gonna draw. Not even a T-set, attack position, which kind of worries me. But guess who I drew? Danko Seka, baby! Have fun activating your face down, and just like that. Still not dead yet. If only I had one of those cards that burns for 500. But he tops decks but I guess he ran out of mass change. I want to say all 3 of them are in his grave. And yeah, probably the most competent opponent I won, or played against, maybe. I think there's one more. I think I had a Cyber Dragon deck that I cooked up. Yeah, that was a pretty impressive one for the Masochist deck, not gonna lie. Okay, this looks like another pretty good deck. I want to say this game wasn't even that impressive. I just thought it was hilarious. Bro was playing Sparks. What deck is this? TG, okay. TG, yeah, a lot of these, yeah, so TG is an interesting deck because they want to deal damage to you with a lot of weak monsters and then things happen. But that results in them breaking and, like, leaving a bunch of 0 attack bodies on the fields. And when you're playing nothing but, like, beat sticks, that just means you kind of win. But we'll see what it is. I made coffee and it's really good. Side note, I hope you're jealous that you don't have coffee. Normal summon, burn for 500. These cards are always good for that. Burns me for 200. Says, okay, I can play that game. Goes into Chi-Ji something. Now, I do have Void Trapple, so I'm always feel very good when I have this card going first. Again, like, I don't... I don't know what's going on. I think he wants to get off his TG effects by killing them and going to the... I don't know what's happening. It's gold 5. I think he's trying to win. I think he misplayed a couple times, but his TG cards do get actually kind of annoying. So this guy, even though he takes damage, I want to say he destroyed... No? Like, I'm assuming he's getting cards to combo. I don't know what's happening. This isn't the TG player I was thinking of. One of them was actually pretty good. Anyhow, fan for game. I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe he saw my name and felt bad for me. I don't know. Okay, we got another actual good deck here. Cyber Dragon. Well, only 6 cards in the extra. Maybe he, I know they had a thing where you can just, like, borrow decks they give you. Like, they had pre-constructed decks for players, which probably makes the Masochist run much harder. Cyber Dragon. Okay, let's see what this is. Here we go. I go first. 2 very good trap cards going first. That's probably why, since I feel like my trap cards are so strong that going first is worth it. So he's gonna get Power Bonds here. And Power Bond's interesting because I want to say you take damage if you don't win. Like, if you don't, like, win the game. Like, there's a downside. He's gonna summon this guy to pop 2 spell traps, so he's actually thinking. You can tell the quality of Duelist is getting higher. He could have gone into a lot of things. He goes into that to get rid of the spell traps, but I use Void Trap Hole, and because he used Power Bond, he takes damage. And all of a sudden, Secret Blast is an ass. So, we have nothing that can really attack. We do have the best card in the game, Camera Clops, in our hand, though, so if needed, we can just destroy a good card. I use Secret Blast because, you know, I figured that's the most cards he's going to have. He tries to hit over my 21 defense, but I use a Fog Blade to stop that. Power Round takes effect, and guess what? Guess what? I could have used Camera Clops to pop this guy, which I thought was fun, but I wanted to board wipe, but I didn't realize I have to, you know, normal summon a second time. The board wipe would have been cool, but I win anyway. Ta-da! I'm telling you, man, trap cards are good. 2 traps are all you need, baby. Can stop a fully functioning deck. That's why Labyrinth back deck, but that's a video for another day. Actually, no, that might be a video for today, because with Fuvalos coming, dude, like, you expect you to play a game with 9 max C, bro? Anyway, enough about Doom posting. Another TG deck! I think this guy's the actual good one. It seems like wait, no. What? Did I play the same guy twice? Hold on. I definitely did. And they're 2 different duels. Oh, it's Mr. Sparks back at it again. I want to say he did better the second time. They matched us up. He selected going second. Interesting. Okay. Mr. TG guy getting a redemption. Did his deck change from last time? I want to say it wasn't this many cards. So he actually uses this thing's ability to attack directly. And if it attacks directly, like, monsters actually do get destroyed. He was much better the second time. So to prevent him from attacking directly, I changed him to defense position. He crashed some other guy. I think the other guy he crashed was to get a search, maybe. And now he doesn't use the ability to attack directly. Maybe it's once per turn. Yeah, it was once per turn, so what was it? I don't know. Either way, I prevented one. I did something smart, I promise. So this has an ability that when it summons, it can make a monster give piercing damage. I give it to the other guy. Attack twice. Maybe the first time he felt bad because I was a Masochist Run player, and then he decided he was going to actually play the game. Summon something with 2,300. I cut its attack in half. He attacks anyway. He does draw a card, though. Really not too sure what this guy's plan is, but I'm glad I have him. I summoned the mascot, and yeah, finished that one up too. So 2 easy master packs in what I'm assuming is the span of, I don't know, an hour. Next one. Okay, this is another pretty decently constructed deck. We're getting out of the realm of I'm beating people just because they put 60 random cards in their deck and barely know how to play the game. This guy clearly has a plan that he has a theme, he has a plan, bro knows what he's attempting to do. He's on 40 concise cards. Interesting. Kind of surprised I beat this. I must go first. I am indeed going first. Then go sucker. Bum 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 bum. Let's go with the Crystal Beast set 2 cards face down. Pretty much just floodgate trap hole against the world, and that was gonna get rid of our beat stick, so we put it face down. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we got the Whip Snake. We got cards with some effects now. This is actually the quick effect, even though it doesn't have quick effect. It's during either player's turn. Well, I guess it's either player's main phase, so not a quick effect. He summons a Junk Synchron, which worries me, because once upon a time I played some Synchron busted ass wombo combo deck, and Junk Synchron plus Junk Converter, I think, was full combo. And by full combo, I mean like shooting Quasar, Blazar, the whole gang. Like he got out everyone. Yeah. Another one bites the dust, I guess. We have arrived at the last replay. And it was against a Cyber Dragon deck. And it looks like a pretty good one. 40 cards, 15, very concise, playing 3 copies of the most important cards. Got some, I don't know why you have that kaiju, to be honest. Oh, probably because it's a machine, so he can contact fuse into the, where's the rare? This was really, like, ruining my life in the budget formats. There was it was like, the budget tournaments I played in mimicked the 3v3 Worlds format. And I remember one guy had a team of this, and it was really scaring us, because he played, where's the card that turns everything into machines that Stun decks play? Well, he's not playing it. He should, because then he wouldn't need to give them a kaiju. He could just do that whenever he wanted. Yeah. Solid deck for the ranking, I'd say. Last one. Dynamorpheus sleeves is very scary, and is also evidence that this is just the best player we've played. We've been stuck in gold 4. I'm telling you, you hit gold and people just, even though the decks are bad, they understand the basics of the game. So we kaiju, at first I was confused. I was like, oh really? You're gonna give me a 3,300? I forgot this guy exists. But I went first. I got some pretty good cards. Cards like Void Trap Hole, which could have been a mistake. Actually, no. Maybe I think this guy becomes like really strong for no reason. Goes 1 for 1. Pitches 1. Summons 1. Special summon a Cyber Dragon. Now, this guy's really annoying, but he only gains attack for monsters 2,100 or greater, and look who I have. I have Adhesion Trap Hole. I'm gonna make him less than 2,100, so he can't use his own ability to buff himself. Hopefully I draw a Spell Trap here. I do. I draw the Fog Blade, put it in the same column, summon the Mech Knight, normal summon, attack, attack, and just like that, the fully constructed Cyber's deck, despite going through all those cards, is losing to the Masochist build. And Fog Blade's an actual good card. Normal summon another one, and that's all she wrote. Oh, imperm, but guess what? It doesn't matter. And yeah, that's my first 100 games of Masochist. 24% win rate ain't too bad. It's worth mentioning that I started with 14 packs, and I want to say people start with like half that many. But that's, in my defense, that's because I didn't think I was going to actually record any of this. I thought it was going to be a personal thing, but I figured, you know, updates every 100 games would be fun. So, I guess I'll show you, why not? I'll show you some things I was cooking up, some ideas as bonus. So before we get into the idea, we have these cards by, I can show you my whole collection real quick, because you can do cards by order to obtain. So what you do is that you just go find the structure deck cards, which is pretty easy. You just look for cards that can't be dismantled. So I can't dismantle that, can't dismantle that, can't dismantle you. Can I dismantle you? How do I obtain you? Okay, so yeah, so this came from the Link structure deck. This was the card I got for logging on, and this was, I believe, the first card I actually obtained legitimately. So everything from Waybridge on up is what's in my complete card collection. So if you guys see any cards that maybe maybe there's some hidden potential, hidden strategies. Oh, I have this. I forgot about that. Ooh, Chaos Goddess. Ooh. Yeah, we got some Phantom Knights. We got that one Sky Striker card that I was playing at one point. See anything? We have Scythe. I do not believe we have Swords of Revealing Light. I think this was something we got from the login bonus. Not the log, like just hitting collect rewards. It gave us Swords of Revealing Light, and I don't think that counts because I don't know. It just seems like cheating. Ooh, one of my favorite cards that I want to try building a deck around. Imagine we got Dark Holes. Like, imagine we got 3 Dark Holes and made a Dark Hole Dragon deck. Just scroll up. And, yeah, so this is, if you see anything, I've used that card before in budget formats. Anything that maybe might help or that should be in the deck or something hidden I'm not seeing. Got a Traptrix UR. Imagine my disappointment seeing that. Like, I got this as a UR, bro. I was like, maybe it's Raigeki. No, it's Vendread fucking Scavenger. Jesus Christ. Let these loads. Another good card. So you're going to see here in a little bit. And I have a couple of these Performapal guys coming up here. So let's just go to ideas. Dragon idea. As you saw, I had Red Eyes Metal Dragon. Had Dark Hole Dragon. This was in the main deck for a while. And we have this guy that you can tribute off for 2 tributes. Maybe there's something with dragons in the future. And this started as Performapal, so I ended up just throwing all my pendulums in here because I just don't know how pendulums work. But I have a good bit of just Performapals outright. These Crusaders, not so much, but Mild Turkey, don't know what that does. But boom, Performapal. Whip Snake, Performapal, very good. Another Performapal. A UR Performapal. I know nothing of pendulums. Odd Eyes Lancer Dragon, which not to be confused with this Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon we got. So maybe in the future there's something here, because we have not so many. I think we have like 5. There's another Performapal monster. So I don't know. I feel like if we get like 5 more, we can maybe try something there. And with that, that is my, I think we're going to call it quits there. That's my first 100 games. If you try the Masochist series, I would love to see your deck list. I'd love to see your opinions, ideas. And with that, I guess I'll see you at 200 games probably.